My name is Coulter Baker, and I'm the great-great-grandson of Alice and Captain Baker. On behalf of our entire family, thank you for honoring the Baker family. Captain James Addison Baker married Alice Graham in 1883. Together, they had 6 children, whom they loved very much. Family, faith, and community were at the center of their lives. Alice and Captain Baker truly cared about people and devoted significant time and energy to making a difference in the lives of others. Leaders turned to them when they wanted a project to succeed. They were known for their integrity and warmth, their ability to inspire trust, and for treating all people with dignity and respect. Professionally, Captain Baker was a lawyer who, along with his father and talented associates, built Houston's first modern law firm. But perhaps his most well-known contributions were the creation of Rice University and the continued development of Houston itself. Captain Baker was the trusted attorney of millionaire William Marsh Rice. Mr. Rice had been thinking for quite some time about what to do with his fortune and decided that after his death he wanted to create an institute for the advancement of literature, science, and art in Houston. His idea was to create a trade or design school on 7.5 acres, and he asked Captain Baker to serve as chairman for life of a 7-member board for that institute. In 1900, William Marsh Rice died unexpectedly, and it would later be proven that he was murdered. In a terribly complicated legal battle that rose to national prominence, Captain Baker led a team of attorneys to defend the Rice estate for nearly 10 years. In the process, he helped convict the man who plotted Rice's murder, preserved the Rice fortune, and loyally fulfilled his client's wishes. Captain Baker cast an expanded version of Mr. Rice's plan, proposing a transformative center of learning that would also generate new knowledge through research. Today, we know it as the internationally acclaimed Rice University. Alice and Captain Baker had a true partnership in their marriage and genuinely supported each other in all their endeavors. They lived by example, believing their hard work would not only contribute meaningfully to society, but also make Houston a better place for her residents and the generations that followed. Alice was a charming hostess, gracious and sweet, who won the hearts of everyone she met. She was also a creative, intelligent, and inspiring leader. In 1907, Alice Baker was contacted by Miss Sybil Campbell, a teacher at Rusk School in Houston's East End. Miss Campbell told Alice about students who lived in overcrowded houses that had been partitioned into apartments and boarding homes. Streets were muddy and neglected, parks and playgrounds did not exist, and there were few opportunities for families. In response, Alice took action, hosting a meeting of 12 influential, civic-minded Houston women at her home. Together, they formed the Houston Settlement Association, which would later become Neighborhood Centers, Inc., and now called BakerRipley. Their stated purpose was to extend educational, industrial, social, and friendly aid to all those within our reach. Alice and her board worked quickly to find volunteers who could help fulfill their mission. Within 1 year, the Houston Settlement Association had 200 members, providing a range of services. Over the years, the Houston Settlement Association grew to include a kindergarten, cooking and sewing classes, English language classes, a dispensary with visiting nurses, childcare for working mothers, and much more. By 1916, volunteers were caring for families from 23 countries under the leadership of Alice and her board. Alice Baker served as the association's president for 11 years, motivating residents to involve themselves in projects that would help improve their neighborhoods. She awarded prizes for the best gardens to encourage beautification and community pride. She honored volunteers and continued to inspire her friends to join in the work. In everything, she brought the kindness, gentleness, and warmth she was known for. As one young woman told a social worker, "We couldn't speak a word of English. Captain and Mrs. Baker smiled at us, and we knew we had found friends in a new country."
Today, as we look at Houston, the influence of Captain James Baker and Mrs. Alice Baker can still be seen all around. The law firm that Captain Baker and his father built is now the leading global firm known as Baker Botts. Rice University is an internationally acclaimed institution for teaching and research. It would not exist without Captain Baker's vision and his extraordinary work to secure and expand Mr. Rice's fortune. The Bakers were also among the most generous donors to the Houston Community Chest. Their involvement helped create many other pillars of Houston, including Memorial Park, DePelchin's Children's Center, and the Museum of Fine Arts, Houston.
BakerRipley would not be here without Captain and Alice Baker. Today, BakerRipley is one of the largest, most long-standing, and highly recognized nonprofits in the country. For generations, the Baker family has continued to serve in leadership positions on our board and in our community. They have supported us with their time, talent, and treasure for more than 100 years. The work that we do every day, work that impacts more than 500,000 Houstonians each year, it's still based on the foundation that Alice Graham Baker laid in 1907. Education for young children, training to equip adults for tomorrow's workforce, civic programs that encourage neighbors to improve their own communities, and the belief that all Houstonians are our neighbors. All of this was inspired by Alice Graham Baker. What Captain and Alice Baker did in the early 1900s changed lives. It changed families. It changed Houston. We are grateful for our history, passionate about the work we do every day, and unwavering in our commitment to keep this region a place of opportunity for everyone. That is what BakerRipley continues to do. We change the trajectory of families. We infuse hope into Houston's neighborhoods. We impact the generations that will come after us, just as Captain and Alice Baker did. To the Baker family, thank you for continuing the legacy of Captain and Alice Baker. Generation after generation, you have continued to care for people, to lead well, and to live as an example. We at BakerRipley are proud to bear your family name.